It's all about today in Battleground BC. Voters begin going to the polls this morning in what's shaping up to be a proverbial nail-biter. When the campaign began, Adrian Dixon and his NDP had a 20-point lead over Christy Clark's Liberals. Now, take a look at how the numbers stack up. In the final polls before the election, Ipsos has the NDP lead over the Grits whittled down to 6 points. Angus Reid has the NDP leading by 9. A confident Christy Clark kept up her attack on Adrian Dix on her last day of campaigning. Byron Chu has that for us.
Premier Christy Clark visited 9 ridings in Metro Vancouver and Southern Vancouver Island on the final day of her campaign. 5 of those ridings belong to the NDP, 1 is an independent, and she's hoping she can swing those seats to the Liberal side on Tuesday night.
Hi, everybody.
Clark started her campaign in Surrey, claiming her team has worked harder than the NDP's.
When it comes to meeting British Columbians, Adrian Dix is eating our dust.
And she ridiculed Adrian Dix's 24-hour 14-community marathon across the province.
The NDP Marathon Tour reminds me of the kid who forgot to do his homework and then at the last minute the night before decided to cram for the exam. And, you know, I think the NDP have really taken people's votes for granted throughout this campaign.
The stops that followed were fast and furious, chatting over coffee in Delta. Then off to Vancouver Island, where she was joined by her 11-year-old son, Hamish, who not only provided a diversion from the tour, he proved he can also do some campaigning as well at a seniors' care home in Saanich.
This is my son, Hamish.
Then it was off to Oak Bay to campaign with Aboriginal Relations Minister Ida Chong, before arriving back in Vancouver with 3 more stops from a Chinese supermarket to a candidate's headquarters in Burnaby, and finally to Clark's Point Grey campaign office. In a rousing speech, she urged party volunteers to step up their efforts one last time.
Everybody's going to be in bed by 10 o'clock tonight. Do you promise me that? Because tomorrow is the most important day of any election campaign. And that's when every single one of you has to work your hearts out to get every single voter to the polls.
The campaign is now over, and in spite of a spirited comeback by the Liberals, they're still trailing the NDP in all of the recent polls. What Clark is hoping for now is that her final effort to inspire her volunteers will result in a strong turnout of Liberal supporters on Tuesday night. Byron Chu, Sun News Network, Vancouver.
Adrian Dix and the NDP were going full tilt with a 24-hour straight campaign blitz. Throughout the day, he was asked about the Liberals' latest charge that a secret NDP policy document calls their campaign platform into question. As our Lisa Mrazek reports, Dix was again put on the defensive.
NDP leader Adrian Dix kicked off his 24-hour stretch on the campaign trail in the town of Courtenay on the east coast of Vancouver Island. He stopped at a local cafe with NDP candidate Cassandra Dyke, who is running in the Liberal-held riding Comox Valley. There he spoke to supporters about the importance of getting out the vote, especially in that area, as he said the NDP have never formed government without winning Comox Valley. After the rally, Dix reacted to the Liberals' latest charge that a secret NDP policy document calls their modest platform into question. They say it includes a number of stunning policy suggestions, like nationalizing independent power producers, having public-only liquor outlets, and decreasing funding for private education.
I know the Liberal Party has never held a policy meeting, so I don't know what it's about. Our platform is our agenda for government, and that's clear. We do have a debate in our party about policy, and that's a good thing, not a bad thing. It's what we've said is that the Liberals have made a mess of the financial situation. Maybe they should have a press conference about that.
Then at a campaign stop in Prince George, Dix sharpened his attacks against the Liberals on the issue, saying that they are releasing some of the most misleading attacks to date.
We have members of the Liberal Party scaring people. I've said repeatedly, since in the summer of 2011, I spoke at the BCTF summer conference. I was asked about independent schools, and I said we continue to fund independent schools right there. And I've consistently said that since then. And here we have the Liberal Party trying to scare people today. I mean, it's disgraceful. You know, this is the end of a campaign. They should be talking to people about where they want to take our province. And this is what they're doing.
Dix will be rallying the troops all throughout the night. Come 8 o'clock Pacific time Tuesday morning, Dix and his campaign team will have stopped in 13 communities and traveled 1,700 kilometers, all in 24 hours. He will round out his final campaign blitz in his own riding, Vancouver Kingsway. Reporting in Karamios, I'm Lisa Morozic with Sun News Network.
We are expecting to see Vancouver Island show its true colors today, and it doesn't look to be Liberal red or Tory blue. The BC Green Party has two candidates poised to become the first ever provincial MLAs. With more on Victoria's shades of green, here's our Battleground BC reporter Joshua Skurnick.
The Greens have made their beachhead on Vancouver Island and say this is their best shot if they want to get their first seat in the legislature. Federal MP Elizabeth May even flew in to help BC Green leader Jane Sturck hit the streets with just a day to go to the election. Remember, just 2 years ago, May was the first to make it federally for the party she heads nationally. It was here on the island May was able to clinch the win. And it's here she says they'll be able to get their first member into the nearby yet so far elusive legislature.
Oh, absolutely. We're going to make a breakthrough this time, and we've got a couple of candidates who are very well placed. You can tell how well we're doing from the extent of the NDP campaign to try to scare people into not voting Green. But I think a lot of voters have figured out that they want to vote from hope, and they want to vote for positive reasons for the change they want to see, and not based on being afraid.
Both the Liberals and the NDP took out ads in the local paper here acknowledging the Green Revolution. The Liberals hope to split the vote, the NDP to keep it. Jane Sturck, though, says people need to vote for what they believe in.
The NDP tells their people, oh, if you vote for the Green, the world will fall and this will be the end of things as we know it. A vote for the Green Party is a vote for change. It's for a different kind of MLA, for someone that believes that the people should be driving the agenda and not the parties.
The two Green candidates pollsters say have the best chance of winning are Andrew Weaver and Jane Sturck. Tuesday will show just how green Victoria really is. In Victoria, Joshua Skurnick, Sun News.